We are in the GRENKE Chess Classic. We're now in Baden-Baden. We moved from Karlsruhe to Baden-Baden, playing in a kind of a different atmosphere, I think, more like a living room compared to the Karlsruhe where 1,500 players played. You as a commentator, Jan Gustafsson, we have today. Do you see any difference for you as a commentator where the players are playing?
We only see the action on our little computer screens normally, because we're hardly ever in the playing hall, and the studio looks very similar to the one we had in Karlsruhe. But of course, I play for this club, so I've played many matches in this very location where we had a very enjoyable place to go, this LA8. And in general, I'm always very happy to come back to Baden-Baden, go for walks. It's such a beautiful city.
Mm-hmm. How's it for the players, you think, playing in front of 1,000 people or just here for, let's say, 50 people? Makes much a difference, or just the board is different with the opponent?
No, I think it does make a difference. I think it's actually a good schedule for the players because it's exciting to see this crowd and the many fans for 3 rounds, but then if they have to do it every day for 9 rounds with signing all the signatures and so on, could maybe get a little tough. So I think they are quite happy to have experienced this chess festival atmosphere and now this more intimate super tournament atmosphere. I think it's a great mix for the players.
Let's go back again to Karlsruhe for a second, to the Open, GRENKE Chess Open. Sort of fantastic victory of Vincent Keimer.
Yeah.
Did you see the games of this 30-year-old during the tournament?
I clicked through them. Yeah, we weren't doing much commentary on the Open, so I didn't see them in great detail. But of course, once he started catching speed, once he had 5 out of 6, we started paying close attention, and I've seen the games for sure. Yeah.
So what do you think? 8 out of 9 for a 13-year-old? Well, it's for any player. It's a fantastic result, I think.
No, of course, it's an absolutely amazing, historic feat, and hats off to Vincent. I don't think we've seen anything like this, at the very least in Germany, but probably nowhere ever. Like, I've heard about Vincent over the years, and my attitude was always, let the kid develop in peace, let's not hype him too much. He's whatever, 10, 11, 12 years old. But now the hype will come, but it's so well deserved after these 8 out of 9. Just, yeah, hats off to him. This is amazing.
Do you think he can manage to play in the Classic next year, perhaps? He's not sure himself, he's ready for it, but in 1 year...
I think it's his decision, and he sounded very level-headed. In general, everything I've heard from him sounds, yeah, just very cool, calm, and collected, that he has to evaluate how his rating is and if he feels ready to fight with these guys. Of course, tournament-wise, attention-wise, would be great, but it should be his decision and the one of his coaches, like, either way. Yeah.
Okay, let's go to this year's edition of the Classic, not next year. We have a position here on the board, actually on the board where Caruana and Naiditsch played.
Right.
Let's say our position of the day. Can you tell us in short what's going on right here?
Yeah, this is the time trouble phase between Caruana with the white pieces and Naiditsch with the black pieces, where Naiditsch, after he was more or less equal, almost equal, he tried to force the issue, complicated things, and now it's white to move, when white is a pawn down and has to find a way to attack the black king on h7. It turns out that nothing direct really works, because if you move the queen anywhere, there's always queen d5 check. So you have to find a way to sort of play slowly and also to parry the threat of knight to d3, which would bring the knight back into play, attack the f2 pawn. So white had to find some moves here, and Caruana found a sequence of 2 amazingly strong moves that turned the game in his favor. The first one is the move knight back to e3, which I was very surprised by, because the knight looks so perfect on f5. But it's more important to control both the d5 square and also to stop knight to d3, which would now run into queen e4 check, picking up the knight, so you can't do that. And therefore, after knight back to e3, it's already fairly tricky for black to come up with a good move. Naiditsch decided to get out of this check on e4 and went king to g7, inviting the move repetition, but Caruana came up with another move that I hadn't anticipated and I find very tough to spot. Because in general, I think queen retreats are the toughest to spot, and he found the move queen back to b4, which once again looks strange. The queen is in an attacking position, covers this diagonal and so on, but the queen, what it really wants to do is give a check. And now if the queen gets to d4 without black activating, because knight d3 still doesn't work because of queen d4 check, the queen gets here and the knight gets here, then all of a sudden the mating attack comes. So in order to start the attack, he had to move his pieces back from f5 and to b7, and there is no longer a defense, which I was very impressed by.
It looks so easy, like when you show it, to find a move like knight e3.
I think it's amazingly tough, because the pieces are already attacking, and you move them back, and then there's no way out. And it was even more. Queen b1 was played, covering this f5 square. But now Caruana understood, okay, these pieces can't go anywhere. He forced black to self-pin. The knight is now pinned. And he just took his time, went g4. This is the final nail in the coffin. Knight to f5 check is coming. Queen d4 is coming. The black king is just alone. The queen has to stay in contact with the knight on b2. There's just no defense, and he won a couple of moves later.
It was the only win of today. It was kind of a slow start here in Baden-Baden.
Yeah, it was a slower round, right? There was a lot of anticipation for this Carlsen MVL game. But I think MVL had just done his homework exceptionally well. He reached some endgame, which he still had in his preparation. And he had concluded that it was tenable, and it turned out to be true.
Yeah. It's not easy for Magnus to win against MVL, I think. This is, I think, 2.5 years now?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Overall, he still has a plus score, I think 4-2 in his favor, but for a couple of years he had this painful loss last year in St. Louis, where he had a better position and went on to lose. Yeah, Maxime, well, he's a top 5 player. He's not easy to beat.
Sure. The other games of today, Anand, Vityukov against Anand.
Yeah, Vichy got a comfortable position, but no more than that. And Vityukov bailed out quite convincingly.
Yeah. The other two games, Meyer, Lübaum.
Nothing much happened. I think Bluebaum was slightly surprised by Meyer's opening choice, and it was an equal position pretty much after 15 moves, and then pieces were exchanged, but nothing much happened.
Another one, Aronian Huyifan. Another draw for today.
Yeah, Levon will be disappointed, I guess. He chose the Catalan, and Huyifan turned up to be quite well prepared to play the trendy line with this 7, A6, A4, C5, which is a line that's slowly coming into fashion. And Levon blitzed out the first 18 moves, maybe had a slightly better position, but Huyifan just defended very convincingly all the way, didn't give him any real chances, and yeah, earned her draw.
Okay, so we're looking forward to an exciting round tomorrow.
That's
Top
for sure.
game probably is Anand versus Caruana tomorrow, so
Yeah, in general.
Anand, time to show something, doesn't he?
Yeah, he has 1.5 out of 4, hasn't won a game yet, but he will start catching fire. He started, looked like he was experimenting a bit in the first 2 rounds with his early G4 against Huyifan and then with his sharp Sicilian against MVL. But I think now in Baden-Baden he's going to be very, very comfortable. But even if you're comfortable, Fabiano Caruana is a pretty good chess player, so it won't be easy.
It's pretty good. So we're looking forward to tomorrow's games. Thank you very much for this recap, Jan Gustafsson.
Thanks a lot.